Hey everyone, today I wanted to go over the new and exciting news we got for Monster Hunter Stories 2 on the Nintendo Switch. And right out of the gate, fans of the series have to be ecstatic on just how much attention this game and this series is finally getting. While being the little brother to the main Monster Hunter series and having just one entry on the 3DS, the second release, Wings of Ruin, is getting tons of traction and a marketing push that is definitely starting to pick up. Capcom confirmed recently on their official Twitter account that a collector's edition is heading to the West for the July 9th release in all of North America. That, interestingly enough, it seems to be matching the aesthetic and the content that's going to be provided in this collector's box, no different to the Monster Hunter Rise collector's package that we actually saw released just last month. It's going to include the deluxe version of the game, which is actually a physical copy of the game that's included with 3 layer sets of armors. 2 of these armor sets are specifically for your hunter character. One of them is called Razor Wing Armor Alpha and Razor Wing Armor Beta. Presumably they are male and female different versions of the armor, so if you do decide to make your character for either choice, you're definitely going to be covered either way. The other armor set that's also included is Enna's outfit, the wyvern girl that's supposed to be carrying the egg around with you, and she's getting a Kuon coat. Which I talked about in the previous video when they announced the deluxe edition of the game, and I'm not necessarily sure if that actually has anything to do with the first original game on the 3DS, but apparently the Kuon is definitely something related to the lore of the series. On top of those 3 layered armors, you're getting 2 separate Naviru outfits. Naviru seems to be the Palico assistant that you have coming with you, and one of them will be a Puke Puke and a Nergigante. Again, this is just part of the deluxe pack that is included in the collector's edition. There's also going to be a spiky Nergal rider's hairstyle specifically for your hunter to look a little bit closer to a Nergigante. And lastly, 2 sticker sets for buddies. They're calling it Buddy Sticker Set 2 and 3, but ultimately it means that there's just going to be different versions of this, most likely available post-launch for a separate price. Now that's just the contents for the deluxe edition that is included in this collector's box. Another thing that you'll definitely be interested to be able to get your hands on that's part of this collector's edition is the Razewing Rathalos amiibo. And that's part of one of the 3 amiibos that are going to be released alongside this game. So including the Razewing amiibo already in the collector's box makes it pretty cool to begin with, and is very reminiscent of the Magnamalo amiibo in the Monster Hunter Rise version. I do wonder if this will be a rather bigger one, kind of like Magnamalo was, compared to the other amiibo, so we'll just have to wait and see. But definitely, if they're making this a showpiece box like they did with Rise, expect this amiibo to be a little bit bigger than typical. Another neat bonus included is the Wings of Ruin enamel pin. This is just another one of those extra bonuses that people seem to love. Pins are pretty popular when it comes to collectors, and them including this one is no different than the camera badge included in the Monster Hunter Rise package. And again, almost a one-to-one matching of that same collector's version that's going to be included for Monster Hunter Stories 2. And the last set of things that are going to be included are 10 different sticker sets showing off monsters and characters from the series. Although sadly they are 3D renders of the actual characters and not like the retro Japanese art like we got in Monster Hunter Rise with the monster portraits. So that is a little bit of a loss. I'm not necessarily sure anyone who actually cares about stickers to that level, but it is cool that they are actually being included in this package. So, you know, fans of the Monster Hunter Stories 2 series should be able to have something extra to hold on to with these stickers being added. Obviously, there's also an inclusion of a collector's box, and you know, people in general just seem to go nuts for anything collectors included, so that's always nice to have. Now, as of right now, we just don't know how much this is actually all gonna cost, or when the collector's edition will go for pre-order. It does look that they're only available on GameStop if you live in the United States, or EB Games if you live in Canada. Capcom's tweet specifically mentioned GameStop only and no other retail at this point in time, which is definitely a bummer. If you remember that the Monster Hunter Rise Collector's Edition was originally available at GameStop, but then it was available at the Capcom Digital Store, it was available at Target, Best Buy, you know, Walmart, Amazon, etc. But for now, it seems like they're just pushing for this GameStop exclusivity deal. I'm not necessarily sure if it is. Only time will tell, but for now, it's only available at GameStop, and it's not even up for pre-order on their website. Some people have reported that you can actually go into a GameStop physically and pre-order it there, but most likely you should be calling ahead of time for your local nearest GameStop to see if they actually have it up for pre-order, because other people are saying that they're not having it in their location. So, you know, probably call in ahead of time and find out. Ask maybe for the amiibos as well if you're interested in those, but for now we just don't seem to know when these are going to go up. Now, there is the April 27th stream, and most likely a lot of things are going to get announced, and if the collector's edition does get fully revealed and may even show a box or two, then we might be able to just see the collector's edition go up on pre-orders on the website that very day. But because we're not there yet, we just don't necessarily know. I would have actually presumed that the Capcom's digital store would have had these available, but apparently it turns out that the Capcom store online is going out of business, or is like closing for whatever reason. I'm actually not sure. So apparently on May 1st they're closing down. So yeah, this game is going to be releasing long after that. So yeah, sadly Capcom directly is not going to be selling it, because otherwise I would have told you, probably if you don't like GameStop, because a lot of people don't, you just wait for Capcom to put it up and then you can check out their store directly. But apparently that's not going to be an option going forward. Now, another interesting thing about this is that there's no European or Japanese versions of this collector's edition announced so far. In Europe, they haven't mentioned anything about this at all, like not a thing on their Capcom European account at all. And in the Japanese side of it, they haven't mentioned it at all. I did talk about, when I talked about the deluxe edition being announced and a couple of the details there, there is a specific like physical version with a pouch and an acrylic stand and a copy of the game and a couple of extra goodies included, but they're not calling that a collector's edition at all. I think they're calling it like an eCapcom Digital or something like that. So they're not considering that to be a collector's edition of the game, but there is a Japanese version that costs, I want to say, $125. That includes some other different stuff that's not part of this collector's edition. No amiibo included for sure, no pen, no stickers, nothing like that. It's just different stuff. So I don't necessarily know if that's going to be their version of their collector's edition, but that is available in the official Capcom page in Japan. I talked about it in the last video, but I don't know like if this specific version of it is going to be available in Japan or even Europe for that matter, which I know for a fact that Rise Collector's Edition was available in Europe. So I'm not sure if, again, they're waiting for the stream to happen for them to confirm it, but we'll just have to wait and see. But that's actually going to be it for this video. I try to keep it short, but you know, a lot of people are just very excited for this game. I'm so happy that this series is finally getting some attention. I am actually starting to play through the first game on the 3DS. I had to find a way to be able to get a copy of that game to be able to play it, but I'm having fun with it so far. Not really my cup of tea, I'll be very honest about that. This is the reason why I never even played it in the first place to begin with. But if you just kind of take it as a casual RPG, it seems to be completely fine. You know, the story, it is what it is, but I'll talk about it later. Maybe I'll actually decide to do a review about it right before Stories 2 comes out, just so I could actually contrast and compare where does this one actually picks up from the first one, if at all, because I don't necessarily know if it will. So we'll talk about that when we get there. So if you're new to my channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Hit the bell to receive notifications when the videos go up. And as always, thank you so much for watching. See ya.